ibadah and worship. Whole life he spent for the ibadah. And according to some, that is not very authentic. That is not very authentic. Some they are writing. Some they are writing, Shaitan, he becomes head and chief of the angel. But according to the authentic ulama and scholar, really, he was big worshipper. He was very close. He never be angel. But because of his ibadah and worship, he enter in the group of the angel. Remember, he was jinn. Because of his worship, he enter in the group of angel. So now one more thing I will tell you. Because of the worship, one jinn can. This is the point of the fazail. Because of the worship, one jinn can enter in the group of angels, but because of the relation, whether the wife of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, they were in the chadar-e-tathir, and Hazrat Umm Salama wants, Ya Ali, Ya Ali. Umm Salama, there was a relation. Shaitan, he has no relation with any angel. He was neither brother of Jibrail or Mikail or Israfil or Israel. If we have the choice to be a brother of any angel, because always we are praying for risk, no? So we choose Jibrail or Mikail. We always select Hazrat Mikail because he provides me risk, so that is the best one. But you know, Mikail, he is giving risk, but through the channel of Amirul Mu'minin Ali Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. So brothers, what happened? Hazrat Salma, she was wife of our Rasul and wanted to enter just below the Chadar-e-Tathir. Rasul is saying, you are on the right path. You are on the right path. But you cannot come under this chadar and sheet. So that is very important. The lady, the wife of our Rasul, who was on the right path, but she cannot be the member of Ashabul Kisa. So how comes who was on the wrong path, and she can come inside this chadar? Salawat pahe baawaz buland. So brothers and sisters, so obey Allah and the command of Allah. That is very important, and that is the ibadah. See, I am accepting Allah, of course. I believe in Allah. Generally, we are making such kind of the mistake. That was the mistake of Shaitan. I believe in Allah. I accepted Allah. I know that Allah is one. I declare He is the greatest one. I declare that He is the owner of this world. I declare that He is the owner of this world and hereafter. I declare that Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I am reciting Subhana Rabbil Azim wa bihamdih. But see, so many times when we are asking, please obey Allah. So we are saying, see, I am accepting Him. I am accepting the Zat of Allah and the existence of Allah and the wujud of Allah. But obeying is difficult. So there is no word for that. A person who is accepting and believing in the existence of Allah, he must follow the order and command of Allah. If you are not following, then there is no word. Shaitan, he was praying for 1,000 years and more. And how many sajda he denies? How many prayer he denies to offer? 1, 2, for 1 year, for 3 years, 5 years, only one sajda. If there was only one sajda and it was refused by Shaitan, so Shaitan became Shaitan. Shaitan, he was Azazil, became Shaitan, head of the wrong people because of one sajda. If a person who spent whole life to obey Allah and refuse one sajda, that person became Shaitan, and we are spending whole life without sajda, and thereafter we consider as mu'min. Thereafter we consider as follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. Brothers, before you say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim, we must see our face inside the mirror. Where we are, what we are doing, what Shaitan has done, what was the action of Shaitan which made him Shaitan, and what action I am doing, and because of that action, still I am mu'min. Still I am believer. Alaikum salam. Still I am true follower of Ahlul Bayt. No, no way. If he refused one sajda, and from Azazil, postal address has been changed. Huh? Name has been changed. Why postal address I am saying? He was living in Jannat. Now he has gone to the Jahannam. So postal address changed. So because of the refusal of one sajda, shaitan became shaitan. And we are spending whole life without namaz, without prayer. No, I am praying once or twice a year. I am praying in the holy month of Ramadan. I am praying just for 10 days of the Mohrram. Why? Because I am reciting ziyarah. In ziyarat waris I am reciting Ashhadu annaka qad aqamta salat. I am giving witness, I am bearing witness that verily you established the prayer. Imam, you established the prayer. Imam established the prayer. We are giving witnesses in our prayer, in our ziyarat. قَدْ أَقَمْتَ صَلَاةً وَأَعْطَيْتَ زَكَاةً. And I am giving witness that, O Mawla, you given zakat and the charity. وَأَمَرْتَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. You know what is the Amr bil Ma'ruf? That is a very difficult job. And the easiest job is to tell people, join me in evil action, evil deeds. And I'll tell you one thing, one sentence. If you want to make your Allah happy, do Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar. If you want to make your society happy and pleased, against the Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar. How? If you want to make the people happy, tell them not to pray. And tell them watch the movies. That is Amr bil Munkar wa Nahy anil Ma'ruf. Now you change your Fruedin. Now you change your Fruedin. When you start memorizing Fruedin, awal, namaz. Number 2, roza. Number 3, zakat. So now you change and you say, awal, no namaz. Number 2, no saum. Number 3, no hajj. Number 4, no zakat. Number 5, no khums. Number 6, no jihad. Number 7, no Amr bil Maruf or Amr bil Munkar. So now you change it. No, we cannot change. Okay. Verbally you are not changing, but your action is proving you change already. So brother, that is very important. Amr bil Maruf and Nahy anil Munkar. We are talking about Imam Hussain Islam. And when Imam Hussain left Medina and Mecca, only his objective was Amr bil Maruf and Nahy anil Munkar. Amr bil Maruf and Nahy anil Munkar. Inshallah, we will discuss that issue. But brother and sister, Shaitan, he refused to bow down for one sajda. So he became Shaitan. He was accepting Allah, he was believing Allah, he was worshipping Allah, he was obeying Allah, but he became Shaitan with the one refusal. And we are still mu'min with the refusal of whole life. There is a Laylatul Qadr for me, but there is no Laylatul Qadr for Shaitan. There is a Tawbah for me, but there is a no Tawbah for Shaitan. There is a Istighfar for me, but there is a no Istighfar Shaitan. Why? Because the difference between me and that, because he was worshipper and me, I am not worshipper. So brother, Shaitan, why he became Shaitan? Because he was praying Allah, but he was not obedient to him. So if a person who is praying and worshipping Allah, but he is not obedient for any one event, so that person can be a Shaitan. So what about me and you and whole society who spent whole life in the way which is against the Quran and Sharia? So that is not important. It was not the sajda of Adam. Adam became that day qibla for the sajda. You understand? So our Rasul, he was praying namaz. When we are going Medina for ziyarah, we are going to that masjid known as Masjid Zil Qiblatain. Masjid Qiblatain we are saying commonly, but actually the complete name is Masjid Zil Qiblatain. The masjid where our Rasul offered his prayer facing two Qiblas. Facing two Qiblas. First he was facing Baitul Muqaddas with the command of Allah. Now face Khane Kaaba. So here we can say, okay, I am praying for whole day, but there is no work if I am not facing Qibla. I have to repeat my prayer if I am not facing Qibla. So that is very important. If someone is not facing Qibla, so he has to repeat his prayer. Someone is not making his wuzu proper, no repetition. Someone is not praying his namaz proper, there is no repetition. It is acceptable. So that means very important to learn how to wuzu, how we have to do wuzu, how to pray our namaz, how to recite dua and surah. Please read salawat. So brothers, our Rasul, he offered one prayer facing two Qibla. So that is very important. The person, he understand the command of Allah. That is knowledge. 4 things. So number 4, it was to know what Allah wants from you, what Allah wishes from you. So a person who is spending his whole life for the wish and desire of Allah, that person is considered as mu'min. Now ilm, al-ilmu ma'riful jabbar. The first part of the hadith from our 6th Imam. Imam is saying, ilm, knowledge is to know your Allah, know your creator. And the second part, that is very important. Imam is saying, wa akhirul ilm. Wa akhirul ilm, the final stage of knowledge is tafwizul amr ilayh. Tafwizul amr ilayh. Once you recognize your Allah, you understand your Allah, thereafter whatever you are doing, I offered my prayer, present to him. You are doing any action, presenting to him. No, tafwizul amr ilayh. Whatever is happening, Allah is there, Allah is here, Allah is everywhere. If Allah is everywhere and He is the owner of this world, not only Maliki Yawmiddin, when I am saying Maliki Yawmiddin, He is the Malik of the day of judgment. He is not Malik in this world. No, submit your ibadah to Him, submit your affair to Him. See, in so many affairs, we are fearing what happened to me. Do not fear. Tawakkal ala Allah, trust in Allah. And when you have the trust in Allah, then tafwizul amr ilayh. Submission is there. Submit yourself towards Allah. That ibadah is nothing except submission. If someone is spending whole time in ibadah without submission, no worth. If someone is standing for 17 rakat prayer, but he is submitting himself, that is ibadah. Karbala,